Maisu, and joined here on desk with Mirko. And we'll be bringing you the last match of day number 3 here for MSC at EWC as we round out Group C to find out where they fall into place as we jump into the land of dawn. It's HomeBois from Malaysia and Team Liquid Echo from the Philippines. Will be the HomeBois or the Cavalry to start out game number 1. Looking at everything falling into place, of course, emblem-wise as well. You got Chibi once again running the Roger. I love the Roger in the jungle with the war cry.
I love it, the war cry. We were actually talking about where the Roger's gonna go, where the Lunox is gonna go. Yeah. I was like, okay, maybe we get a Fire Flux here, maybe we get the Lunox in the jungle. But it turns out, no. All right, Nets is gonna be on it in the gold lane. And hey, it's really cool to see, you know, for this matchup especially, Nets, back when he was playing for MPL PH, you know, for Onyx PH, he said that, you know, he's the best goal laner, and now we technically get to see that if he has improved that much. Udil going to be engaged on Zorn as well, getting that G Kundo. We'll see him tested up against Benny QT after transferring the HomeBois. He hasn't really had the chance to go up against a lot of Filipino gold laners. Yeah,
it's been a while, I'd say, for Nets. So there's this matchup alone, there's so much to talk about here. Even the fact that this time around, Carl Tizzy went with the Baksha pick, which actually ends up, you know, working pretty well against the Angela that HomeBois went with. You know, leave it to HomeBois, by the way, to go ahead and bring a draft like this to the table. Top side, Sapat should be fine. Does get quite low, but it goes has that passive as well. The body of Smith there to keep him alive a little bit longer, and it will not go down just yet. I think the other thing you have to point out too is Zorn on this choke pick. We saw how good this can be back in the wild card stage, Mirko.
We did, man. Zorn, not even just a wild card, even just earlier, we saw how lethal Zorn can be on the Cho. When he finds, you know, the jam, his momentum, it's very, very hard to actually get away from him. He's a very annoying player on the Cho especially. I think I would say on anything that can actually initiate. So 50% of Mobile Legends heroes.
I was going to say, that's quite a big pool of heroes that can initiate, but Turtle's going to be initiated already, but Carl Tizzy is going to start that up. Trying to get that level 4 for HomeBois, but they might be a little bit too late to the fight here. Zorn doesn't have it either.
He does have the Shunpu, though. He's going to go over to G Kundo all the way to the back line. Chibi winning out of the red tree battles. Carl Tizzy was stunned up in a penalty zone. Sapat swinging a hammer down, and Sanji picks up the kill. That's first blood over. Chibi will not be able to escape. Liquid Echo, they say it's fine. Get the turtle, we'll take the kills.
Yeah, Liquid Echo does not matter to them. Oh, hold on. Do they? Okay, they get the Brilliance out. Some extra shots coming out as well, but Liquid Echo, because of the fact that they were able to get those 2 kills, loaded as well on Sanji here. That's going to help them out in the damage department, and then play around the power spikes that come pretty early on if you look at this. And that's why I'm wondering, for Nets picking up this Lunox, you know that that can overload the damage department early on, but even with how the last fight went, Zorn is still doing what he does best. Just showing, oh, hold on, mid lane.
Force the flicker out, Udil.
Wow.
LaFell was already talking about this pick right in the mid lane. It's kind of concerning to see Udil on a pick like this, when usually he wants to go on the carries. If it's not the Valentina, you definitely see a lot of that Farsa, and we did get to see that just before match number 3. And match number 2, when he played together with Zorn on the Cho. So it's already very interesting to see him now on a passive, reactive pick over the carry roles or over the proactive picks that we're used to seeing. But even Benny Cutie, you can see. Now I feel like for the Beatrix, back in the day we always expect the Beatrix to go for a pure 1v1. You know, like she's the dueler, she's the duelist. But now it's more of a non-lane whenever you're up against a Beatrix. All he does in the lane is clear wave. That's it. And then rotate over to the mid lane, does the same thing as well.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and at this point, honestly, if you're going to pick the Beatrix up, now again, we saw this get the Savage before, what was that, on day 1, I think it was, with CW, but it's still a hero that has a tool for every situation, and sometimes that might just be clearing waves for a while, getting that gold lane experience. Sanji, though, use that Feathered Airstrike. I don't think Chibi's not going to be able to follow. Heart Guard was actually used too, so it looked like some miscommunication there from HomeBois.
For sure. I think Udil's call was definitely, you know, go in, I can get you the Heart Guard, but Chibi wants to play it a bit safer. He knows here's Zorn, able to go for the kick, onto the way of the Dragon, wrong angle though, Sinfer jumping in with the Onward and the Earth Shatter, now with the Primal Wrath. Chibi canceled out of the Light Compound. Zorn gonna be getting rid of in the back line, and that's a turtle again this time for Liquid Echo as they dominate game number 1 in the first 4 minutes.
My goodness, who let the Cavalry out here in game 1 against HomeBois? And time again, as people have been watching HomeBois, they've been like, man, they're looking good. But right now, Liquid Echo is just dominating the early game. That time around, they also managed to get the objective. They got the turtle, they got some kills, and a bunch of extra gold as well. Look at this, Benny Cutie just picks up the BOD this early on.
BOD in the 5th minute of the game. We were talking about how much of a menace he is just clearing out these waves. Zorn, again, up top, really trying to be annoying here for Sanford, trying to delay him into the lane, and that actually does work out very, very well for HomeBois. Sapat is able to get so many hits on the turret, so at least it'll be a trade. Bottom lane tier 1 for the top lane tier 1 as Udo claims that Flask of the Oasis. Now Zorn gonna go for the way the dragon again onto Karl'Tezi, not able to find it just yet, but now finds himself in the proper angle to go for it. The way the dragon onto Sanford, though, no one's there to follow it up. It's actually gonna be TLPH to rotate faster. Benny Cutie rotating and getting the kill on Zorn, punishing the guy who was meant to go for pickups.
Yeah, I think again you're playing the Cho. Oh my goodness! What is that there? That's big damn!
Benny, my goodness! Have some mercy, LaFell said to the casters, but maybe he should have said it to Liquid Echo. 7-0, 6 minutes
Benny.
in.
What? All he has is the BOD and that Fury Hammer. I mean, a little bit of extra damage, but my goodness, the damage department is already there for a Liquid Echo this early on. And I mean, everything that they just managed gives them that 5,000 gold ahead in terms against HomeBois. And HomeBois, you know, Zorn, what he was trying to do early on, trying to find a pickoff, is going to be increasingly more difficult now because of the gap that you're seeing here in terms of items. He's going to have to be much more calculated in the approach to deal with this. Turtle, I think this is just for the taking for Liquid Echo.
The first turtle, HomeBois was able to contest it. They were able to get a really good steal. And then the next 2 turtles, it was just, you know, pure domination for Liquid Echo. Able to control it, set up properly as well. And this time, no contest at all. Zorn trying to go for the way to dragon. But again, Sanford, I don't really think he's the right target to go for. Now with Karl'Tezi with the shield unity, Sapat, Udil, everybody from HomeBois, they can't even step foot in their own jungle.
Sanford's doing such a good job at being that front target, because do you really want to kick an Edith towards your team? You know,
No.
I mean, she's just going to pop the Primal Wrath,
Yeah.
and then it's a disaster from there. For HomeBois, that's the thing. We kind of have to look at where can they find hope in this game already, falling further and further behind. It looks like they used Concealed down there, but it's only Karl'Tezi. He goes for Sanford.
They're going to go on to Sanford now with the Chaos as well. Sanford just walks up with the onward, has the Primal Wrath, flickers back again. 2v5 in the bottom lane. Sanford sustaining in, but will finally be taken out by Zorn. Now with Sanji rotating as well. That's a feather airstrike to deal some damage. Chibi getting rid of Karl'Tezi, but now Benny Cutie, the big damn carry, is here. The raid boss looking to go for the cleanup.
Benny.
The Bennett's Rage not in range. Zorn with the G Kundo. Great disengage, and HomeBois will be able to capitalize on that 2v5.
There you go, HomeBois. That's what. No, the shot's gonna land, but it's not enough to get the kill. But HomeBois, they get it. At least they get back in the game. I was asking the question, where's the hope for them? And it looks like they're still going.
Way the dragon into the Chaos. JP still able to flicker out now with the Bloom and the feathered airstrike chunking them down. Sanford looking for a re-engage. Zorn recalls in front of them, and Benny gets the shotgun out. Don't be recalling in front of me, man.
Oh, anytime you see that, you have to be careful. We already saw the preview of the damage that Benny Cutie's holding on to. If somehow HomeBois can get to Benny Cutie, that'd be great pickup for them. But already, now the Lord is up. I would say, you know, with what happened for HomeBois in that whole exchange, I'm not sure if it's enough to actually go toe-to-toe contest when it comes to the Lord here against Liquid Echo, but so far, at least they find a little bit of hope. The Nets is a big part of that. He hasn't gone down. He's been able to farm up. Zorn's going to take some damage, though.
Chain CC. Zorn, baits out the feathered airstrike, too. Very early on Sanji. And now he'll be forced to recall. He doesn't have a lot of mana, but it does seem like he's actually going to choose to stay around the Lord pit. Angela in the bottom lane trying to go for that macro advantage with wave clear. With the global presence, Sapat has the penalty zone. Can go for the chain CC onto Karl'Tezi, but Karl'Tezi goes for shield unity. Chibi walking in, and he wants it! Now with the retreat battle, Sapat jumps in deep into the back line. Sanford gonna be able to still chunk in so much damage in the front, soaking it in, but ultimately will have to disengage. They can't go for more. HomeBois, great steal. Zorn, way the dragon, bringing Benny Cutie back into the wild. Oh, Lycan pounce, but the Feather Airstrike isn't able to take him down just yet now. And HomeBois, again, another amazing pick.
This is a massive swing now for HomeBois. They've evened out the gold. They got big shutdowns as well, plus the objective. What more could HomeBois ask for here? And with that, you're seeing the items being locked in as well. Glowing One also picked up from Udil, wants to help with that sustainability coming out there. They have the floor in for Liquid Echo. They should be able to make quick work of this Lord. Nothing too crazy should happen off this, but what that's done for HomeBois is giving them a fighting chance to now get space to work with on the map.
Great space to utilize now, but Carl TZ, oh, good jump by Zorn with the TPs. I think the Wood Sandstorm, you know, he asked the question. Now, we definitely got to get someone in production or maybe the analyst to count how many TPs he's doing, because Zorn is already finding his jam now in the 10th minute of the game. It took him a while. Usually we see him TP very early on.
Yep.
Now Zorn is getting it in the 10th minute. But let's talk a little bit about the scaling of both these teams, right? Because for HomeBois, with the Lunox, with the Roger, they actually have some proper scaling to play with.
They do, and that's why I was mentioning it earlier with Nets, you know, for the most part, as he, mid lane.
Shield Unity into the Poison. Chibi still able to evade from the Feathered Airstrike as Zorn pops into Conceal. Still no full initiation. Zorn wants to go for it, jumps in with the Jeet Kune Do. Shunpu's back out as Sanford pops into Earth Shatter. Both teams playing it slow, resetting.
He's doing such a good job at, even if it's just baiting out the Feathered Airstrike, that's what HomeBois need. So Zorn now, like you mentioned, getting to the point in the game where he's able to kind of relax a little bit, get these, you know, these ultimates down if he can, maybe a couple battle spells as well, and that's part of it. Going back to Nets here, looking at the items, he's getting there. He's already got the Genius Wand, Divine Glaive, Enchanted Talisman. He's got his 3 locked in, and that actually works really well, even in conjunction with having an Angela there to help you out. So we'll have to see, again, the damage potential from this Lunox picks later on. Oh, they jump in.
Onward, Earth Shatter. Try to time the Shampoo. Not that time, Zorn. Unfortunate for him. He gets sniped down by the Renner's Apathy. Liquid Echo now utilizing that advantage. Try to go for the siege in the mid lane. Nets trying to go for the clear, not able to do so. Sapat will just give it away as they send Udil up top. Sapat.
He's going to get cut off?
It's going to be cut off. I think he was trying to get through the wall, but the purple buff spawned. So it cut his escape off. Forced to flicker out there.
And at least, you know, he's alive, but he had to utilize the flicker, so that's not available for him now. And so with that, he doesn't have this possible engage tool to go ahead and fight off into this Lord, but Chibi's going to start it up. Actually really front-sided this. Sapat now part of the fight too, the rest of them as well. Zorn going in with Conceal.
Trying to bait out that Purify from Sanji, but it stays with it. JP gonna be scratched down by Chibi just a bit, forcing to flicker out as Carl TZ uses the Tortoise of Poissons, losing all of his mana. Feather Airstrike by Sanji to poke them down. Slowly but surely, the Lord reset it. Zorn again, now inside, Way the Dragon, used up by Zorn, and he's forced to flicker. Raider Shatter by Sanford, right into Benny QT, who follows it through. One-man advantage for Liquid Echo. As they play around Nets, jumps in with the Chaos, unable to find Sanji. The Bloom comes in and Sanford again finds the Onward right into the Shield Unity to change CC Chibi, but he's still able to escape now with the Penetration not connecting. Nets gets the Brilliance off just in time, but Sanford is able to catch him just in time as well. Liquid Echo though, secure the Lord. Benny on the Renner, tries to go for the snipe. There's no one there for him. HomeBois, they gotta give it away.
My goodness, I know we have said multiple times that the Lord dance has changed. It's not technically a dance anymore, but it's more like a puzzle. It's more like a board game because, man, Liquid Echo played that like chess. They bobbed and weaved within that zone. They got the ultimates out. They re-engaged when they had to disengage at first, and then they came out picking off the right targets, giving them the Lord and now giving them this advantage as they get ready to approach the base here. HomeBois, though, fully lined up, should be able to at least hold on possibly some of the base turrets if they can withstand the initiation from Liquid Echo.
They still have a Lunox, but Liquid Echo have a Farsa. Feathered Airstrike, that's all they needed to zone them away. And Udil, oh no! Udil in the bottom lane pops into Hard Guard and will be able to escape. Carl TZ didn't have the Shield Unity that time, and it's a great distraction. Chibi, what? Caught all alone, Sanford brings him back to the team. Overextended. What?
Why was he there?
Why was he there?
Well, with that, Liquid Echo They know they can go in.
Shield Unity, Sanji flying by. Udil forced to flicker around the Feather Airstrike inside of the base. Udil still able to get out. Nets gonna be chunked down as well by that Feathered Airstrike. 3 base turrets taken down with one big mistake from Chibi.
Zorn. Can he do something?
The saving grace goes on the Benny Cutie, finds the engagement with Raiders Dragon, but a penalty zone locks them down for nothing. Nets is unable to get them. It's only JV gets taken out. Benny's able to kite away. Zorn has to conceal, but he's unable to find anyone else. Now it's a killing spree as Benny goes into the Menace Rage. Sanford with the Primal Rad now following down, trying to go for the mobility. The Feather Airstrike there, taking Nets out. Zorn has the Jikundo. One last snipe. Zorn able to evade from it with the Shunpu. Gets immobilized, but is still able to run away. HomeBois, they're able to defend, but 3 base turrets have been taken away from their base.
They hold on to the game, but man, again and again, Liquid Echo really showing the prowess in terms of team fighting, even into this base. It's amazing that Benny Cutie was able to survive that last exchange, even when Zorn awaited so long for that initiation. He did have to use that flicker, but he's 7-1 right now. Just had that one death earlier on when he was shut down, but so far it's been really difficult for HomeBois to find the answer. How do we get to Benny Cutie? How do we get past, even once that artillery is set down with the Feathered Airstrike? And that's really what's just working so well for Liquid Echo in the lineup that they have here. And my goodness, Sanford on this Edith pick. She's been a hero that has played its role, played its part so many times for so many teams, but in the hands here of Sanford, really just kind of difficult for HomeBois to get past, even when he pops that Primal Wrath form. So Lord up once again, HomeBois resetting, readjusted. Their base is fully exposed. They have to keep an eye on the possibility of what we've seen the Liquid Echo do time and time again. And the Lord is now up. Liquid Echo will go ahead and approach this. Meanwhile, Udil is planted topside. But I'm not sure if HomeBois really wants to contest this Lord here.
Doesn't seem like Liquid Echo are gonna go for a full commit just yet, but they do just with a few more shots. Zorn concealed to the back line, trying to go for it. Sanford will be able to secure it. Now it's going to be Chibi again, caught in the front. Gets sniped down by Benny. Just with the basic attack, he dealt that much damage. Benny chasing him down. Zorn still able to escape with the Jikundo. Look at Sanford with the Primal Wrath. Benny trying to cut him off. And it will be JP with a flicker forward. Zorn will not be able to take this damage. Sky Piercer for Benny. The TPs start counting them from Liquid Echo as they take Zorn down. 5 members strong with a big Lord in the mid lane.
They'll wait for it. Lord walks in with them, and the cavalry is here, and they're looking to close out the game.
That's a 4-man penalty zone right into the winner crown, but what is it for? They're going to be gunned down by Benny QT, who's an absolute monster in game number 1. TPs all across the board as Liquid Echo take the lead.
And the cavalry is out, and the crowd goes wild with them. Team Liquid Echo, man, oh man. Are they again at the peak here? Or is there more yet to be seen from this lineup? HomeBois, it looked like, you know, they were holding on a little bit there. They were finding some signs of hope. The HomeBois have to go back to the drawing board. It just was not enough to deal with everything being thrown at them. Just talk about it time and time again from Liquid Echo. HomeBois, hopefully they can find an adjustment. Again, this is for the ruler of Group C. Gentlemen, I know you have a lot to say about this one. Let's throw it over to our analyst to break it down.
A lot to talk about, but let's start things first. I know Angela is a strong hero, but I don't know if it's for HomeBois. That's number 1. Number 2, Sanford on this Edith kind of cancels out what HomeBois wants to do in the first place.
Sanford just outperforms himself. I think he showed us how strong the Edith is. And I do have to agree with your first statement. It kind of feels like it's not a HomeBois hero, let alone an Odile hero. But at the same time, they have to adapt to this. This is a good hero in the metagame that seems like the Team Liquid Echo have exposed.
I still can't get over Sanford's Edith.
Yeah.
I very vocally just spoke to myself again, that's not fair.
Yeah.
The amount of CC coming from this hero that's neither an ult nor a long cooldown skill is just out of this world. As well as how he times Primal Wrath, it's criminal. Again, I think this is a perfect time to use that word. We throw it around willy-nilly, but now I feel like HomeBois, if you ask him about Sanford's Edith, they would say in Bahasa is criminal.
Satu jenayah. That's in Bahasa. It
I
is
don't
satu
believe
jenayah. But here's the thing. The thing about HomeBois is that they're slippery. This edict prevents them from being slippery. And I feel like they thought this Angela will make them more slippery, but then it becomes the problem because I saw the damage numbers just now, and Sanchez at top. And then it's like, you have to wait for the third or fourth highest damage, and then you see someone from HomeBois. And I feel like that's a big issue. HomeBois is slippery, and they do damage, but without either of those, it's not HomeBois.
Yeah, one thing that HomeBois may not have acclimated themselves into is the idea for Team Liquid Echo, wherein if they see someone, if they see a low-hanging fruit, they're gonna pick it. They are gonna be committing to that. The word that they use in the Philippines is bigyan, which kind of means like you commit to it, like you hurt that guy.
Grab it, grab him,
like that. Like,
grab him,
him.
get him.
Get him. So that's literally what happened in the latter portions of the game where Zorn showed himself, Odile showed himself. There was a time where even Chibi showed himself. No hesitation whatsoever from the side of TLPH. They will go onto that hero and commit to that all the damage that they have.
Yeah, because we see in the fights where Sapat, Zorn, they try to go for Benny Cutie, and to their credit, they were able to catch Benny Cutie, but then Benny Cutie has friends. Everyone's around him is there to protect him. So it's something that I feel like HomeBois has to be careful of. This Angela pick, Angela is strong. I'm saying Angela is strong, but maybe not for HomeBois style.
Yeah.
And that Edith is making you not slippery. It's
Not-
making you very sticky.
Not for HomeBois style, and not against a team like Liquid Echo.
And also there's this factor of the Florid, which we saw kind of revealed the Sanford hero already, which we kind of doubted. But then if you look at it in a theoretical manner, like the idea behind it, it's the Roger counter. Because Roger wants to eliminate people as soon as possible. But if there's the Florid, there's no way you can stop that. Because of the Bloom passive, the Bloom in general, which you kind of eliminate that anti-heal factor, right, for 2 seconds. You're not able to eliminate people, and then you're left in an awkward spot wherein you cannot dive. That's probably why Chibi is not that confident jumping in, because he knows that once the Bloom is up, he's going to be put in a spot where he can be gone upon because he cannot eliminate people constantly.
The way I see Roger in the current metagame, or when he's really doing work, snowballing out of control, is as a parkour artist. You want to have momentum. You want to jump from point to point, target to target. But what Florin is a huge speed bump.
Here's the thing. We're going to talk about it a little bit more, but we got to look at our Sony MVP of the game. And honestly, in this game, the MVP is going over to Benny Cutie. While we're looking at the highlights, I do have to say, shout out to our analysts. I think you guys got it. This Florin prevents Roger from doing what Roger wants to do. And the same thing as well, again, I just want to say it again, is the Edith. Crowd control, and then your opponent keeps on healing. It's hard for the Roger to do much.
The fact that we keep bringing up multiple points of Liquid Echo's performance that we're super impressed with means Benny Cutie's performance is pure payoff. Everybody helped set up what he did, and yes, he did die a couple of times, but that's only because, again, Liquid Echo has that as a part of their character, as a part of their trait, right? That's just the way that they play. Hard, fast, and sometimes they get caught out. But credit where credit is due. HB did what they could with a losing situation.
The thing that I have to say about Benny Cutie is that I feel like he's 2 minutes faster. Anytime when you say, oh, this is the original timing for this kind of item build, I kind of feel like he's 2 minutes ahead.
Even KDA.
Even a KDA 11, KDA here, GPM 7.5 and 3, 65% of the kills. Benny Cutie, give him an ultra late game marksman, and for him, it's just like a mid game marksman.
And that's the thing with TLPH is that they create chaos on the opposite side of the map, and you're way too focused on it for what, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, and then you're surprised. Oh, Benny Cutie is left in the kitchen. He's already getting everything, eating everything, and now he's bulky.
You know what? This personally for me, folks, I'm gonna need time to brief here. So, Wheezy, I need your help. We're throwing over to you. So, come on, who are you interviewing, man?
From great to GOAT, all the way out from Malaysia, RSG. We have Repo in the building. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good right now.
You're doing good. Pro player here. Enjoy Saudi Arabia.
Enjoying the Saudi Arabia, then the heat or here, the sun. Wow, so heat, so.
Yeah. It's definitely very hot. Speaking of hot, I heard you're dominating in the XP lane and you got some fancy moves to show us.
Yes, of course, because I have many EXP lane, but yeah, I'm dominating the Malaysian, but I didn't get here to play. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm an XP laner main myself. And I need some finishing moves to be able to showcase to the world when I get a victory. You got one you could teach me?
Yeah, sure, I get one, but this is Malaysian style that everybody know.
Ooh, what's the name?
Udil style.
Udil style. I like it.
Okay, so I will show you here. All right, so like this.
Oh my goodness, fancy.
Yeah.
All right, one more time. I'm gonna try it out.
Okay, sure. Like this. Bang, bang, bang.
All right, let me give it a shot.
All right.
So,
Nice.
yeah, nice. Malaysian style. I'm gonna use that next time I jumped into ranked. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Enjoy MSC 2024. What team are you going for?
HomeBois and SRG.
Ooh,
Those two teams.
well, HomeBois made it already. SRG's next.
Yeah, so I hopefully SRG will make it.
All right, well, there you go. Malaysia, shout out your favorite teams, guys, and welcome back to MSC 2024.
Here's the thing, Wheezy, if you want to see more, if Odin wins this one, he is going to be doing bang, bang, bang. That's you know, honestly, everyone can do it. It's honestly fun to do. But speaking of fun to do, we're going to see Wolf having fun with his Illustrator. Show us, Wolf.
Oh yeah, I'm having a lot of fun because I'm also having a lot of fun identifying and understanding how Team Liquid Echo operates. And mainly you know this, the way that they get information is by, I don't know, mathematically, you know, the process of elimination, basically. So I'm gonna play this in a while, but I want you to look at the bushes that they're checking. And the fact that they know where the Angela is, that the bottom lane, as you can see, is pushed out, so they have vision in there. And they're just gonna be casually checking all of those bushes, right? So it's gonna be a little bit in slow-mo. JP as well as Benny, they've checked this new bush. JP's gonna use one of his spells to check that bush, and Benny is gonna check this weird lizard bush. So now they've identified, okay, nobody is gonna backstab them at any certain point. Immediately they burst the Lord. Now Sepad knows that, oh, they're bursting the Lord. Immediately the conceal from Sword as well as GB, the reaction was there. This was a forced reaction coming out from TLPH, and now they've cut off the entry points. At the same time, was able to get the Lord. This is how TLPH forces their enemies to make the mistake so that eventually they will have the advantage. Lord Dance at its finest.
If anything, this is a evolved form of the echolocation form of shot calling. Team Liquid PH, now formerly Echo, used to do this. They would release mic check shot calls, and they would say not here, not here, not here. And here you'll see it. It happens in a split second.
Yeah.
That they do it all at the same time, and they make the call and say, okay, we're bursting the Lord. And I think just as quickly as they checked the bushes, they were able to say, okay, if it comes from here, we turn and then we go.
Yeah.
Because it was almost just instantaneously. They stepped on the clutch and said, we're turning. It's go time.
Yeah. Honestly, thank you very much, gentlemen. So it looks like the way that Echo plays is that if it's not A, B, or C, then it's most probably D.
Exactly.
Now, for this match to go on, afterwards, trust me, guys, this is difficult on me. HomeBois still look good, though. HomeBois still look good, but TLPH is definitely on top. We got to see if HomeBois can make this into a 1-1, or will Team Liquid Echo close out? We're going over to the stage. All right. And at this point, again,
You talk about 1-1, that's his daughter.
Oh yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Benny Cutie's daughter.
Oh, really?
It's named 1-1.
Oh, wow. Okay, legit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's legit. It was, well, to be completely technically correct, it's a nickname. But there is, in the name of the daughter, is definitely 1-1.
And he calls her 1-1.
Calls her 1-1.
In Malaysia, our ex-professional player, his son's name is Harith.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's real.
That is real.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen several birth certificates going around online.
Does that mean that your daughter will be named Lolita? Lafel? Let it be known that I'm actually pointing at Lafel because he probably don't see us. And Lafel is reacting in a very unpleasant manner as of now.
Lolita.
Lolita.
Here's the thing, gentlemen. I might say yes, My wife might say no. At the end of the day, we all know who gets to make the decision.
Yes.
All right, so
Yes,
now we're
sir.
jumping into the draft here. Team Liquid Echo, first pick, HomeBois. Second pick, instantly ban out the Ling, as well as the Pheromones for Team Liquid Echo. HomeBois not wanting to let go of the Luyi as well as the Yuzong.
I foresee a lot of openings here, given that Liquid Echo is the kind of team that if the box is open, they'll just pick it up first pick.
Yeah. We are in that realm.
So this has got to be the chip ban.
Thank you for banning
ban.
the Angela.
Oh, yeah. It's like a TLPH. It's like, yeah, I will give you a favor.
Oh no! Chip
Chip.
is open. Valentina is open. Box is open.
Chippy,
Oh.
Chippy,
This
is this the time?
Chippy, chippy,
Is this the
chapa, chapa.
If it won't be Team Liquid, I'm sure HomeBois will
Yeah.
take it, right?
This is a huge risk.
I think
This is
the
a breakthrough.
Over there, there it
There
is.
goes Chip.
First pick Chip. It's the Chip.
Okay,
So you go Harith Arlet, I guess?
I'm going to set you gentlemen up.
Okay.
Zorn is okay with 2 picks to counter the chip. Number one we've seen before is the, what's the Curse Blood hero again?
Carmilla.
Carmilla. The other one is Bellaric,
Oh.
right? A little bit spicy, I'm not sure if he's going to bring out this one, but yes,
Oh.
the Heart and Valentina has been picked up.
The Arlo. The Arlo is also a nice
Yeah.
way to
Yeah. You just
counter.
swipe them off.
Uh-huh.
I like the Valentina too. Terrify also works in that way if you reserve it. So now it's up to Udil to reserve that Terrify in best situations. Roger, Basha, sure, why not? Echo is just like, okay, let's get the best heroes in the metagame right now. It's a shopping spree.
It's always, why does Team Liquid Echo always gets these good heroes, man?
Yeah, because there are, because if you're gonna be looking, like it's Florid and Usual, who bans that, right?
Yeah, who bans that? Exactly.
HB got shook, man. Gotta say, HB got shook.
Yeah. So there is the Roger Baksha. How do you answer this? You're left with Arlet, perhaps.
You gotta invest in the
Terizla
Arlet
still
now.
is good, I would say.
Arlet or Terizla.
Yeah.
If you pick the Arlet up, it's still a flex.
Yeah. Maybe they're forced to go for Minotaur, but then again, it's not as effective. But yeah, Terizla makes a lot of sense here for HomeBois. Still pretty good composition. Like, let's just say that we're not seeing Chip. I think that Valen, Harith, Terizla, solid lineup.
Do we ban
Just-
something like the Farsa Novaria?
It's also just a solid shopping spree. But yeah, no, Liquid Echo still need a mage.
Yeah. I feel like you have to ban out the Farsa, right?
Barca, yes.
Farsa Novaria?
That's
or
right.
Farsa Vexana?
The Varia is gonna be there. I think Farsa still is a valid ban. I don't wanna give that. Honestly, there should be. You should be thinking about the chip combos now. Chip Lunox is actually pretty strong. We have not seen that obviously because we have not seen Chip at all. But yeah, that's a big combination. That means that your Chip Lunox is the combination in the mid lane, which is also very scary. There's the Farsa Navaria, as expected. 100% win rate on Moscow. 80% for Nets on the clock.
We're not gonna see
Oh, there's the
Benny's.
Carmilla.
Yeah, we're not gonna see Benny's Moskov.
Oh,
He already has the Roger.
that's right. Or, yeah, that's a backshot. So
Yeah.
it's pretty honest.
Pretty spelled out.
Yeah.
We
Oh.
still need a mid laner though.
Vexana?
What's-
Again, Lunox looks good.
Vixana's kind of weird coming through a portal.
True.
She has to do a late entry.
Kadita or Lunox are my candidates for TLP8.
I like the Kadita.
Or how about the Odette?
Oh, no.
Yo, that is great.
I
Versus
say
Harris.
no, it's a good pick, but no, man.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
very scary.
That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah. So you take away. In this case, you're looking for a roamer.
I can't believe Arlet came through.
That's true. Matilda, I think you might be forced to go Matilda or Arlet for HomeBois. Grok, okay, it's okay. Wild charge works.
I'm thinking, what's the jungler gonna be here?
Is the portal a structure?
No, I don't
think so.
That would
I don't
be.
think so.
Yeah.
I mean, number one,
Xavier.
you can attack it. Number one, you can attack it, but
Paquito's great with the chip. Xavier is weird because doesn't need a chip. So he might just, just
there's very little interaction between
yeah, a lot
them.
of yep.
Okay.
Okay.
If this works out for Echo, I'm foreseeing a Liquid Stampede. This would go very fast.
I do hope that okay, there's a potential for actually Leomord looks okay or about an alpha.
Would
Alpha
Chibi
or-
do that?
Chibi would play the Leomord.
Yeah.
Chibi skibbity, maybe he would. Is that enough burst? Yeah, kinda. I like the grok.
What did you say?
Chibbity skibbity.
Shibbity skibbity.
You know what? Let's make it.
Trash, dude.
You know what?
Oh my.
I'm sure Mirko likes that. Chibi.
Oh! There it is!
Leo Mort. And again,
Shibbity skibbity! Let's go!
Chibbity Skibbity, this is definitely one of the things. But let me just say, HomeBois has 0% win rate on the Leo Mort. So it's good and bad. And we're talking about good and bad. We're talking about casters as well. You know what, Mirko, nice, it's all yours.
Chibbity skibbity, he's a Sigma. Did I say that right? Was that about right, Mirko? I know, you know.
Yeah, that's right, Papa Naisu. You know, you learn from the best, you know. Oh, I can't believe I made you say that. I can't believe that worked, but...
I can't believe Leo made that sound effect.
Chibbity skibbity?
Yeah. No, the sound, you didn't hear the name?
I did, yeah. I did, yeah.
Hey, he picked the Cavalry versus the Cavalry.
Oh, man, I love the draft, right? We got JP literally making some crazy plays later on the chip. It's always going to be his fault now.
Oh, we'll find out again in this best of 2. Team Liquid Echo already a very dominant game 1 as we jump into the land of Dawn here. Can HomeBois take this draft and even out the series 1-1? Again, the fight, the rulers of Group C here for an ALG match of the day. Look at that, things falling into place already for these junglers. Look at this aggression from JP. And man, it's been a minute since we've seen the chip being used. Wow, he's actually getting really low here, but just want to put the pressure on Chibi, so he's going to be fine. And yeah, I think this is going to be the question is, how does this Leo Mord work against Carl Tizzy on a very... I'm actually surprised that he picks up the Baksha again.
Yeah, me too. But, you know, I was also surprised that they went for the Xavier, and they got the chip. Nets up top, really getting bullied, though. This is what we expect from Mr. Man on the chip. JP, he's going to be everywhere on the map. In the mid lane, though, I did expect Sanji to be able to actually, like, level up against Udil Hero. It's a crash course onto him, first blood. Damn you, JP! No! It's his fault again!
He just flew over and connected on that. Talk about timing here. Carl TZ, not level 4 just yet, might get it during this exchange.
Oh, going in for the 1v1, and he gets stabbed through Carl TZ. A bit too aggressive, but technically, it fits.
He was threading the needle there, trying to get that level 4. But unfortunately for Carl TZ, not going to happen. So that's great for Chibi. Getting that 1 kill early on this Leo Mord. Could scale up really well here.
Yeah, look at JP. Oh, again, just crash coursing everywhere, man. And now he's looking to go back to the mid lane, perhaps. Liquid Echo with that little skirmish, though. Chibi does get 1 kill, so it's actually kind of worth it for HomeBois, I feel, in a way, right? Because Chibi does get the snowballing a bit faster here. You can already see Zorn as well, trying to be that annoying force in the jungle with this Grok. Pops in the barrier, unable to go for the reset on the turtle. But Sanford is already posturing up. Teams for Suppot, he does have the penalty zone. They can go for it. JP going to be zoning Chibi away. Crash course into the back line, forcing Chibi to use the horsey horse. And there you go. Jumps into the back. Carl Tizzy. Oh, it's a mobilization with a Mystic Field. JP picks up a double. He gets 3 kills and it's all on him. He might be going for a triple just there. 3-1.
Is JP the carry here?
The Mystic Field straight into the punch of Sanford.
My goodness. Liquid Echo again, like they did in the previous game, starting off strong, starting off fast. And, you know, JP, to question, he just got the level 4. He now has the shortcut available. So what more is he going to bring to the table and bring this fight? Wild Charge.
Zorn with Wild Charge, but it's only on to Carl Tizzy as they get immobilized by the Mystic Field. Now Chibi joining the frame, missing the skill shot. Carl Tizzy gets caught by the Synchro Vision. And this time, JP won't be able to pop that shortcut in, so no Sanford to help them out.
Great here, great pickup for HomeBois, actually to get a kill in the hands of Nets. You know, we saw the Lunox in the last game. It did not work out the way they wanted to, so hopefully this time around, prioritizing the Harith pick here, they have this. Nets can start to scale up pretty well. He's going to be big in utilizing the Harith in conjunction with the Grok pick into the Wild Charge, and then even the penalty zone to speak here. They both have Fury Hammers across the board alongside the Trizla and the Leo Mord picks. That's actually enough early damage to help with some of these skirmishes. They just have to play around once again the fact that JP has been on fire now that he's holding on to the shortcut. At any moment, the Cavalry could literally come through the portal, and what seems to be a 1v1 is then a 1v4 or 5. You can see Udil holding on to the ultimate as well. So this could be pretty interesting, the fact that HomeBois does have a Valentina on their side. Turtle up, though, in just about 10 seconds here. Chibi patiently waiting. JP's right there in position.
I don't know. Do they know?
I think they know.
JP knows, but does JP know that JP knows? Udo rotating as well. Has a shortcut. They catch him now. JP able to get the crash course down. Puts down the shortcut, but that's going to be Udo who put it down. JP forced to go back. And now, you know, there's really not much that HomeBois was able to get there. Sanford, this damage that with the knockout strike as well. Oh, the flicker, Sanford! Getting the kill on Udil. 1-2. And now he's gone. Chibi, shield unity, cancel it out. Still JP walking up with the crash course, and the wild charge connects in the back line. Chibi still able to secure the turtle, but now gets engaged on. The shortcut is there, but nobody's following it up. Benny! With the help of the dawning light. Benny again with the light can pounce under the tier 2 in the 4th minute of the game. It's the liquid stampede that we were talking about. Benny's still able to escape on the knockout strike. That's gonna be knocked up. One last shot should do it, but he's still able to escape right now. JP and Sanji again. It's back up.
Wait. Usually it takes a while for Xavier to get those low cooldowns, but he had 2 dawning lights in that whole exchange. My goodness, Liquid Echo again, a full force ahead. A new version of that express forward. HomeBois trying to catch their breath here because it just seems like everything is layered perfectly from Liquid Echo. And again, as they were setting that up, before that all broke out, it was on JP giving the information while Carteezy went for the turtle, and then it all broke out, utilizing the shortcut as well. Oh man, and that is going to be the Sky Piercer already locked in for Benny Cutie. Udil does get the Enchanted Talisman out. He's got to be able to scale up on this Valentina pick. Some of those terrifying mechanics would play a part as well. Still holding on to the shortcut, but here JP goes in again.
Yeah, with the shortcut, Sanford trying to go for it. Now it's Carteezy jumps in, knockout strike by Sanford. Gonna be caught in Mystic Field, Nets disappearing. Zorn under the turret, it won't save you, not this time. Benny again, just scratches him, claws his way to another kill. It's another 3 for 0 for the Cavalry.
How does HomeBois play against this? I mean,
look at him, look at JP. Oh my God, this nerd, JP. Look at him, he's so annoying. He's just walking TP down. Look. Oh my, how do you deal with this?
How do you deal with this? That's the question, and there's a reason why Chip is constantly banned out for the most part, him and Luyi. The structure that they can bring to a game, the chaoticness that they can bring to a match, really makes things difficult to play, especially when you're behind. We're talking about 6,000 gold behind at the 7-minute mark, as they can't do anything about this turtle being taken by Carteezy. HomeBois will find themselves in a position that they found themselves in the previous game, where they're looking to find any kind of win, any kind of glimpse of hope to keep into this game, to hopefully get to the 1-1 in the series. But right now, Liquid Echo in full force, in full control of this.
Oh, again, it's JP bringing him back into the bottom lane. He does finally get punished for it, but a good trade. He got the gold laner just with that. Sanford rotating all around. Everybody's going to be ignoring him. Sanji, let's see if he can win this one. Usually in lore, you do it. A dawning light against 3 members. Nah, I'd win, he says. But just like the Lord, he dies.
Just like the Lord. Good pickups here for HomeBois, but here's the answer.
Here's the Cavalry. Udil going to be scratched out by Benny again with the Lycan Pounce. As Sanford deals with the back line. 13-4, Chibi still able to get his own jungle camp there. Benny pushing down in the bottom lane. 8 minutes, and you can see the 2-level lead already by Benny earlier. And it's looking bleak right now. Sanford, oh my goodness. Another steal.
Sanford is just a menace right now. No matter what hero he's playing, he's always on point, providing so much value here for Liquid Echo's lineups. And really, when you look at HomeBois, you have to kind of consider the fact that where do they start? Where does it start for them to slowly crawl back into the game? This is a massive lead from Liquid Echo that a lot of teams, when they're facing against this kind of lead, they fall apart. So HomeBois, can they adjust? Can they readjust the game plan here? Because we're not even talking about the fact that this lineup from Liquid Echo scales big into the late game, especially with Xavier in their hands. This is a hero that just, once he has, I don't even know, a 5-second dawning light, nearly max cooldown reduction, it gets very difficult to play against here. And so when you're looking at HomeBois' lineup, it's got to be that penalty zone. It's got to be the wild charge to set things up and then layered into a Zaman force. Chibi should not be the one starting things out.
1v3, Sanford still able to escape with the shortcut as well. Now JP puts the shortcut. The cavalry comes down with the flanks, and it's Benny who returns the favor. Nets is down, so is Udil. And next, it's going to be Supat on the chopping block. Still a barrier, as Benny doesn't care, he dives out of the tier 2. So looking for it, gets shut down under the turret. Sanji looking for the Mystic Field. Chibi still able to run away as JP pops the crash course down. No further engage. That would have been crazy. A dawning light as well there for to get Chibi a little bit lower.
A little bit lower, but I mean, look at the confidence here again with Liquid Echo, the way they're playing, even under the tier 2 turrets. Lord's up now, it's for the taking. They did lose 2 members. It was a trade 2 for 2. But just looking at the item difference here,
Yikes.
look at that. Look at Benny Cutie, has the Sky Piercer, has the Endless Battle now as well to pair it up with the 3 items, and there's the Lightning Trunchet. So also for HomeBois, they gotta catch up here. Another Dawning Light gonna be used. It's got such a low cooldown already at this point, 10 minutes in the game.
Lore accurate.
Yeah, lore accurate, that's right. And with that, we'll see once again the battle for this Lord. As we saw from the previous game, the Lord dance has evolved. And Sanji alone able to provide so much utility to this lineup. Udil's gonna go ahead and take that shortcut for himself. We saw this in the previous skirmish, the team fight turned into a quick 5v5. But as HomeBois kind of readjust, they're gonna go ahead and let Liquid Echo start this Lord up. Sapat given the information, we got Chibi all the way on the bottom side. I think they just give this up, possibly. Shortcut.
Again, Zorn with the conceal as well as Karltizi goes in for the flanks, but is unable to find it. Zorn getting caught in the Mystic Field. Nets jumping forward, gets caught by the shield unity. Karltizi with the his poisons. Damage reduction all across the board, but Chibi is able to take him down. JP rotating the back line now with Benny again, scratching Zorn down. It's going to be Sapat finding the penalty zone, getting rid of JP. Sanji flickering out, nine with Chibi. Going to be taken down by Sanji as he pops into Dawning Light again. Sanford on the chase. The Mystic Field right into Sanford. The San duo. Again in the 11th minute, and they're looking for a Sanford with a flicker, with a knockout strike to knock him up straight into the Mystic Field. Oh my goodness!
Talk about synergy between the entire team from Team Liquid Echo and the San duo, part of that highlight, and now they'll take the Lord from HomeBois, furthering it. It does take a little bit longer. Karltizi will make his way, but HomeBois, man, is it getting increasingly more grim as they approach this. Look at the layering here. Sanford goes in, gets the punches off the Mystic Fields there, and Benny Cutie goes in as well. Talk about, again, the juggling between this lineup.
You hear that? Nothing. Because that was what happened. There was nothing HomeBois could do there. They had to just accept it, and it's ridiculous. How Liquid Echo, now Benny with the BOD. That's his 4th item in this game, ladies and gentlemen. 12 minutes in, it's a BOD.
What's crazy about it is Chibi went with this Leomord pick. He has some items. He's got even the Malefic Roar, but it feels like every single time they try to fight it out, he's just not able to utilize those picks. And that's the Wishing Lantern picked up now for Sanji.
Oh, look at that, look at that.
There it is. I'm sure you guys have seen the clips going around with the Wishing Lantern and the Xavier, and why this pick is quite massive in terms of the damage department with the low cooldown like the Dawning Light. So easy to proc that 10% current HP with the 800 proc. And with that, HomeBois will lose. Oh, they hold on just barely to that turret, top side of the base. Dawning Light going to be used again. They're really trying to keep what they can up.
Flickers out right now, but gets caught again by a few of those shots. Sanji the back line still able to flicker out now. That's going to be Sapat with the wild charge, helped out by Zorn. Still Sanford in the back line, trying to do some damage. Gets the shield down and gets out with a shortcut too. Oh my lord! Liquid Echo are running HomeBois down.
What a shortcut! You know, you saw Sanford in there.
Escape.
He got the work done, and then he escapes. Oh my, HomeBois. Can they hold on to the rest of the base turrets here? They got 2 left. The top one's down. And they'll try to keep it at bay, but the Guardians barrier's not going to be enough. Bottom turret now goes down. Mid could be next. HomeBois, can they hold it together?
With the first Lord, a Dawning Light again onto Nets to poke him down. 13 minutes in, 2 base turrets. The mid lane, the only base turret left standing, is already at half HP too. Liquid Echo, they're making the Xavier look like an early game pick. And you can see from the items as well, it basically is an early game pick. He's almost tied for gold with the gold laner and a 5-1 and 11. He's 5-1 and 14.
Hey, if there's a game for a mid laner, that's it. Because, man, look at the difference between the gold. Udil just picking up the Divine Glaive. So even down that much gold, Udil should be able to at least provide some damage. But I feel like it's just getting to that point for HomeBois where, again,
look at that.
How often do you have to play against that?
Oh, I mean, in the early game, we were already questioning the cooldown.
Now, how about now?
How about now? I guess we'll see. It's up again. Look at oh my God.
That had to be 10 seconds or so.
I think it might be, yeah, probably 10 seconds.
In real time, right? Because I know my time difference works a little bit different, but...
What would it be for the building time?
Oh, man, I don't know.
It's okay. There you go.
There it is
you
again.
have it again. Someone... I think LaFell and Wolf could definitely, you know, and Leo could definitely count it down. You know, how long does it take for Sanji to get the Dawning Light at the 15th minute of the game? He's up again. He's going to just spam it across the board. Sanford with the flank. Trying to go for Udil.
Oh, there it is.
Resort to the power of nature. Now Chibi going to be caught again, and that's going to be Sanford going for the solo kill. Udil decimated in the back line. Benny Cutie getting rid of Chibi as JP does it again. Now with the Dawning Light taking Zorn low, it's up to Benny to finish him. While Sanji gets nets. Liquid Echo are styling on HomeBois. Sanford, Benny, Sanji, Kaltizi, and JP. The cavalry is here to take over at MSC. As they buy the winner crowns, they all go for the freeze. Winner crown, boo!
And they are the rulers of Group C here. Team Liquid Echo, what a dominant performance. And a performance that all the teams for MSC here at EWC will be